Hi, everyone. Thank you for the invitation. So I'm Eleonore Blondeau, new project manager at Eternity System. Eternity System is a French company that have been here for 30 years now, and is been an industrial washer of reusable packaging for 30 years. So actually, we have the infrastructures to reuse packaging at large scale, but they were not known and communicated externally. So the company wash about 720 million units a year all over Europe and North America, thanks to 1,400 employees and 16 washing centers, mainly in France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, North America, and have partners to really cover all Europe and North America. Our historical activity is to wash crates and pallets for the food industry directed to retail. And since 2021, we started to diversify our activity to be able to wash any secondary and tertiary packaging for food or non-food industries like e-commerce, automotive, or cosmetics, for example. So crates, box, pallets, or any logistic packaging can be washed in our facilities at large scale. Thanks to the development of the regulation, we also started to wash primary packaging since last November. So we have only one site dedicated to primary packaging yet in the south of Paris, but the objective is to have one site adapted to primary packaging for every region of every country we are present. We actually have the funds and technical expertise to create them now. What we are looking for is volume, because as you can imagine, there are millions of euros of investment. We are ready to make them, but we need business opportunities that we can that can ensure, of course, this kind of investment. So for 30 years, we've been working under the model, what we call washer-puller model. So concretely, our customers are what we call pullers. A puller is a company, an organization that will own a fleet of packaging, rather for his own use. Like, for example, McDonald's bought its own fleets of packaging for the reuse in France, or rather to sell to rent the packaging to many customers, like IFCO or SHEP, you might know in the logistic supply chains. So if we take one example, for example, with IFCO, which own more than 350 million crates all over the world, IFCO will sign the contract with a salad producer, for example. So the salad producer will receive clean and empty crates where he will put his fresh and green salad, then send the full crates of salad to the retailer logistic platforms. Then the retailer will spread the crates over his shops. The shops will put directly the crates on the shelves, and then you as consumer will buy your green salad. When the crates are empty, then the shop will send back the dirty and empty crates from the shop to the retailer platform. And us, every day, over from 90% of the retailer existing on the market, rather Carrefour, Leclerc, Walmart, and etc., we will collect full trucks of dirty crates from the retailer platforms to bring them to our washing centers. So this reverse logistics is already existing from 90% of the retailers of the market 2 washing centers, mainly ours, but IFCO is working with some other actors. And this reverse logistic, as you can understand, can of course be mutualized for primary packaging in the near future. Once the crates are within our washing center, we will sort them in 2 ways. First, by reference, of course, and the second, to be sure that the integrity of the crates is still okay to do a new loop. If it is not the case, we will try to repair them if it's feasible, or send them to recycling. Once they are sorted and by reference and integrity, then they will be cleaned, disinfected, and dried, repackaged, stored if necessary, or sent back directly to the salad producer, and then a new loop will start. So this loop has been working for 30 years, as again, at large scale. It wasn't known and communicated. On what you see on the screen, the collection part, the sorting part by reference, and the storage and delivery parts are optional. Some pullers will like to make it by themselves. Some pullers will ask us to do some of this part of the supply chain. It is not a problem. We are very flexible. But what we are not flexible on is the cleaning and reconditioning. Of course, thanks to 30 years of food packaging washing, we have some quality and traceability standards we don't want to go below. But if the specifications of the customer are higher than our standards in terms of quality, of course we can adapt to these higher specifications, as long as the customer is able to pay for it. In terms of reconditioning, we are also following the customer specification, and if you come to one of our sites one day, which you are more than welcome to, you will see that some reusable packaging can sometimes be repackaged in disposable ones, which can be a bit controversial. But as long as it doesn't put in danger the food contact capacity of the packaging we washed, and that the customer is okay to pay for the disposable cardbox or disposable film, for example, we agree to make it. Of course, we always recommend some reusable solutions that avoid as much as possible all the disposables, secondary and tertiary packaging we could have. Along the loop, the traceability of the packaging is followed, of course. It can be different technologies, but mostly RFID and QR code. Like that, the customer can see in real time, thanks to our ERP connected by API to his ERP, where are the trucks in terms of discharging, where are the packaging in terms of washing and repairing, and where are they in terms of storage and reloading. So what I really like with this Eternity system use case is that, and we are not ashamed to say it, the company wasn't launched to save the world. It was launched because there was a business opportunity. But what is great is that in this case, economic and ecologic approach are completely aligned. So we haven't waited for the crisis to be here to improve and optimize our water and energy consumption. So here you have examples of some technologies we have developed to save as much as possible water and energy, because it makes us more profitable. So you have, for example, what could be surprising for some that don't know industrial washing, but what we are using the most is not water, is energy. We are actually using less than 1 liter is reused about 300 times. And actually the clean new water we use, it's because we don't have the choice. It is to rinse the packaging, because in the food regulation, you have to rinse packaging with new and clean water, and it cannot be reused water. But once we have rinsed the packaging, of course, we don't throw away the water. We reuse it all over the cycle. And then we have wastewater treatment to reuse the water also to for the cleaning of our production site and all any water needs we could have. So we have some sites like the one near Bordeaux, for example, that is reusing 80% of its water consumption. The only 20% of that is not reused is the one used for the rinsing. In terms of energy consumption, we have developed some technologies to, for example, replace the drying of the packaging by centrifuge technology that helped us to save more than 40% of energy. Of course, we are deploying some sustainable and renewable energies as well, and we are continuously improving our consumption and resource needs. Of course, what I present you today, you have to have in mind that it is feasible because we have standardized packaging at large volume. Of course, when we started 30 years ago, we have very few automatization in our lines. Most of the sorting and the entry and exit of the lines were completely manual. But thanks to the standardization of the crates and the pallets, and thanks to the increase in the volume, we've been able to automatize and then optimize all the loop. So you have to really to have it in mind when you apply this thought to primary packaging, because if you ask primary packaging now to be as optimized as the model I just presented to you, it is not possible. It took us 30 years to optimize as it is, and but we've succeeded in it. So for primary packaging, that's why the board has decided to go on primary packaging, is because we are completely convinced that within a couple of years, we will be able to have a really optimized and automatized reuse cycle. Thanks to our experience, of course, it will be much more quicker than what we did for this secondary and tertiary market. But it cannot be done when some brands ask us to wash 300 jars a month. Of course, for 300 jars a month, we won't have an automatized palletizer or an automatized sorting or an automatized mirror washing. It is not possible just in terms of economic, as you must understand. But if you have, if you want and you want to co-build with us all the process in terms of depackaging, repackaging, and all the quality requirements, and then we will be able to automatize because we will build a relationship together and be able to have volume, then of course we are ready to make the investment and to deploy at large scale as quick as possible. In terms of quality, so all our washing sites are in a HACCP protocol and are also ISO 45000 and 9000. Each of our sites are working 3 shifts a day. And each shift is doing ATP and MIB analysis to be sure that there is no life, and we can store and repackage the clean packaging. And then we work with independent and external laboratories to analyze all the pathogen and allergen, depending on what material we wash and what it has content. If it's banana, it's not the same as tomatoes, it's not the same as cosmetics. So of course, the external analysis are adapted to the specifications of what we are washing and also the volume of what we are washing. Each of the countries have a quality team that is really used to work on this quality requirement. And Justin was speaking about what kind of material should be reused. Us, for 30 years, we've been reusing plastic, and particularly PP. And now that we are developing on primary packaging, we are able to wash glass, stainless steels, or plastic. So jar, cups, catering trays, or food to-go food packaging. And we wanted to continue to improve our quality experience and expertise. That's why we joined the BuddyPack consortium. I know Marie-Alix is here, and she's the head of project of BuddyPack. So she must be better to me than me to present it. But the objective of BuddyPack is to define in 6 use cases if plastic would be a good solution to be reused, and which one, and in which business case, ecological case, and safe case. So it's a 3 years European project, and we are analyzing all the criteria that are required to scale up packaging reuse model, but specifically this one is really specified to plastic. What we can already observe is that plastic, so it depends which one, but for short food contact or for cold food, maybe it is not as dangerous as it could be if it would be a long period of storage or a hot meal. So we are working on this 6 use case, and we are in a consortium with really scientific laboratories from all over Europe. And if you want to know more, I let Marie-Alix answer to all your questions. That's it for me.